were so many moments in this game that we can talk about, but which one, I guess, sort of stands out to you the most as, all right, this, not only does this show the character of the way this season has sort of changed recently, but also, helped you win this game?
Yeah, I think Christian Little's performance as a whole, I think his improvement, we've seen it here the last few weeks, really taking shape and, pitching to what he's capable of. Obviously, is a game changer, So you start there. I'd probably say Alex's hit in the eighth to make it 5-3, and then Tommy with the 2-out hit, picking up Ashton. Obviously, all those runs were needed there in the bottom of the ninth when you're playing a good offense like them.
Luke's moxie to
it's awesome.
Completely shake off the first inning.
Yeah, well, that would be the other one. I mean, he really got it in gear. He doesn't walk people, and he walked 3 guys in that inning. And a lot of that was credit to them, to be honest with you. But I think to get 4 zeros after that and to complete the 5th inning, shortened it. And then Christian really shortened it. Luke's a dude, and I think he proved that tonight. He might have had better start so far, but he proved himself as one of the top pitchers in the country tonight.
In the 4th inning, specifically when Luke was facing another bases loaded, nobody out situation, I mean, that's just how huge was getting those 3 strikeouts.
Amazing, yeah. That was pretty special. There's so much happened in the game. We don't win the game if we don't do that right there. And to really bow your neck, walk 2 of them on base, and I think we made an error. Yeah, because we scored the 3, made an error, walk, and then to go strikeout, big time. And I think the 3rd one was, arguably one of the best hitters in the country.
You're not one to show a whole ton of emotion after winning, but I saw you give a little fist pump there at the end. Just how big of a win do you think this one is for this
Yeah,
team?
it's massive. We're in Game 7 every game, and I don't think you could have a better response to that type of deal than our team is providing right now, and they just need to stay with it because we got another one tomorrow.
What can you say about how Alex Milazzo has taken this 9-hole role and getting a leadoff walk there in the 7th and then getting that?
Yeah, I think that the catching thing is probably the biggest piece. We're not giving up runs with him back there, and that's probably the biggest part. But to slow down, I thought Paxton took a good at bat right there too. By the way, didn't quite get it out far enough. Good job by Coach Jordan not trying to force the issue and send him right there. And then he just, it's 5-6 pitches, and then just stay on a ball that's up to the middle of the field, off of a guy nobody's getting anything off of this year. And I thought we took good at bats off 2 really good relief pitchers for them today.
So Alex has now started 8 of the last 9 games, I think, behind the plate. Like, how is he sort of, I guess, staying energized? That's a lot of work for.
Yeah, we'll have to evaluate that tomorrow. It's a quick turnaround, especially with the later start. But I've had this in my career as guys that are on their last leg, they don't really worry about being tired, and there's this special focus that goes into that. And I think you're seeing that out of him right now.
How big was it for Luke to sort of, I guess, mix in a few more splitters and
Big deal. Yeah, they're
a lot of lefties in that lineup.
Yeah, they're on the fastball, probably as good as any team in college baseball. So it was a big deal.
How about when he got out of that jam there, bases loaded?
Yeah.
I think it was 3 straight Ks.
It was, yeah, 3 Ks. I think it was Chestnut, Targach, Grahovac, Lavalette, and wow, that was big time, and especially because we just tied it up. Lampkin's going pretty good. That dude's going to be a first rounder next year. 0-0-0, and then we get a 3 on the board, and then we immediately make an error, walk 2 guys, and I'm proud of him because he doesn't show a lot of emotion either. And after the 2nd walk, he snapped his glove, and I was like, okay, this can go really good for us, or this can go really bad. And he kicked it in gear, and I think Dawson, I think you should clip that up as a highlight, that 4th inning right there, for sure.
Christian's looked just like a totally different pitcher these last 3 weeks,
Yeah.
2-3 weeks. Just, the velocity's up. I know you've
Yeah.
specifically not gone into details,
Yeah.
but just what kind of goes into
I think he's just executing pitches. He's throwing it where he wants, when he wants, how he wants, changing speeds. He's pitching. That would be the simplest answer. He's really pitching. And I'm proud of him. And I mentioned this, and I'm going to mention it again. When it was a little bit off the rails, I mean, the guy just has stayed engaged and invested in the team as good as you possibly can. And I love to see when guys get rewarded for that for great individual performance. A lot of pro people here right now, and I'm drafting that guy high after that performance tonight.
What was your thought process in deciding to sort of keep him into the game as he was nearing a pitch count that he had?
Yeah, I felt fine because the stuff was good, and I mean the fastball was so good tonight. They had to get started, and then he's mixing pitches, and I think that was awesome. It wasn't so much the pitch count as it was the long inning mound visit, pitching change. We called an offensive timeout where he'd been rolling so quick, and Sadeo was doing the same thing on the other side. It was like Rocky Balboa and Ivan Drago, like bam, bam, bam. So it kind of kept them both in a rhythm, and then we finally got a little, or we got some runs there, but it was a long inning. So it was more about that, and then I thought he was just kind of gassed at the end, and Montgomery, you obviously don't want to give him a chance to tie the game.
And then those 3 runs you guys scored before the 8th inning, those all came with 2 outs. Just I guess the improvement of this team just coming through and finally scoring runs with 2 outs.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, in the third or fourth
inning.
Oh yeah,
Third inning.
Yeah. So homer, 2 strong guys that aluminum bats. SEC Parks. That's what they do. But then you're right. I mean, Josh, to stay on a tough one. Lampkin is really good. Like, he is really good to stay in there and double right there. And then Hayden. I mean, when he's doing that, he's a different value player for us. I think if you went back and looked at the NCAA tournament, particularly the regional and super regional, you would see a couple of those at bats amidst the home runs, and hopefully that's a good sign of things to come for him, because it makes our lineup longer when you got 2 guys that are clutch hitting in that 4-5 hole like we have it right now.
This team has a bunch of left-handed hitters, but 3 of the 4 guys you threw tonight were righties, and then you threw Fidel, another righty, last night. What do you sort of like about, despite the opposite-handedness, why do you think you guys have found success despite the opposite-handedness?
Well, I liked, Luke's one of our best. He's our best guy, or tied for first best guy, however you want it, between Griffin and Gage and him. I mean, so it's your best guy in terms of executing. I think Fidel, was in for a very short time yesterday, executed well. And just Christian has been pitching our best. I mean, outside of those 3, you take the last 4 or 5 appearances, he's been the best guy. So it was really more about that and how he was executing. I thought he got him in between a lot, and not many pitchers have got that team in between this year.
I know you don't have to announce anything until tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you expect Nate to be available?
I hope so. We'd had an evaluation on Friday that was positive. I got some more work done today, and then it'll be game time. Whether we get him up and moving, can get him in for a little bit.
Everyone knew coming into this year that Tommy's the face of this team, but can you quantify just what he means to it from a spark standpoint?
Oh, yeah.
From a guy that just kind of really jump starts the offense. How do you quantify it?
Yeah, I mean, when he's not too over anxious and hitting ball straight into the ground on the pull side, he's awesome. And I say that with, I think he's a special hitter. For me, it's Dylan, Chris Bryant, Tommy, in my entire life and career. And, how bad did we need a hit? I don't think we had a hit till he hit the homer right there. And then huge RBI. Just right back up the middle. And he won't stay down for long. You know what I mean? He won't stay down for long. I think he's, not himself, and he's 2 for 4 with a homer and arguably the biggest hit of the game with the single. So that's when you know a guy is really good, when you feel like he's off just a hair and he's still doing all that.
2 more for Coach.
What can you say about Jared? I mean, they put a 4th outfielder out there for
Yeah.
his at-bats, and just the way they're pitching around him, his respect.
Yeah, he's really improved. He's arguably the most improved player on the team. From last year to this year, just the self-control. I can literally look up there and go he's got it. He's on it. He's going to manage his own. He's going to hit the mistake. He's going to be on time. He's going to spoil the borderline pitch with 2 strikes. And for 2 nights, and he's had a great season. But for 2 nights, that's what it looks like.
This is how the offense is kind of designed, right? You got Tommy and Jared and Hayden back to back to back, and the bottom of the order
Yeah.
is getting on base.
Well, that was the hope, into this thing. It just, we saw a lot of good pitching. It's not just about us and our struggles and this and that. We've played really good opponents, and some of them were forced up into those roles. I mean, when you talk about Josh and Hayden, those are the at-bats that we need out of them. And it's great to see that. But, Hayden, this is the first time he's played wire to wire, in 5 years. And there's a different target or responsibility that comes with that. Like, Josh has really, really picked us up here lately, and that's what he does. I mean, that's what he did as a freshman when I finally stuck him in there. That's what he did last year in the postseason. And, he'll stay in there and keep going, So I'm really pleased for those guys. This means a lot to them. They mean a lot to us, and to see them take those caliber of at-bats, it just really simplifies things for everybody that's behind them.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.